That was terrible.
That was crap. That was garbage. This place sucks.
Overreaction Mondays.
All right, so I'm going to read you just a bunch of one-liners here based on yesterday's NFL action, and you're going to tell me if it's an overreaction or a perfectly rational, sane reaction.
Got it.
First up, last night, Sunday Night Football, Patriots and Ravens. We are going to see them meet again in the playoffs.
What's an overreaction or not? Is that
not
an overreaction?
Overreaction or just a regular, good old, solid reaction?
Regular, solid reaction. I don't think the Ravens are an aberration. I mean, I think Lamar Jackson, going back to week 1 against the Dolphins, which are still the Dolphins, he's been good. I think they have the ability to beat any team in the NFL. We don't know the long-term prognosis, or at least this season, for Patrick Mahomes. Like, even when he comes back, what does he look like? Is he the same player after dislocated kneecap? I think it's a strong reaction.
Watching that game last night, and we were talking about the Cleveland Browns earlier, the more and more I watch the Browns and how terrible they are, how did they ever beat the Ravens?
I don't know. I can't figure the Browns out at all. There's no rhyme or reason to what the Browns are doing. Last year, winning down the stretch, I guess they did it against bad teams. This year, you get some good teams on the slate. Bad teams, you still lose to the Broncos. I don't know. Browns are going to be one of those things you need to do a deep autopsy of at the end of the season.
All right, we were talking about this with Albert Breer earlier, but here's our number 2 here. Lamar Jackson is the MVP of the NFL after 9 weeks.
That's an overreaction. Lamar Jackson is a candidate to be the MVP, but I think Russell Wilson has been better. I think Lamar Jackson is in the mix right now for MVP. I don't think he is the front runner at the moment just because he carved up a good New England defense.
We saw the Packers lay an egg yesterday down here in Los Angeles. The Packers are not a championship level team.
Anytime you have Aaron Rodgers, you're a championship level team. Like, we know in the NFL, quarterbacks, they're like goalies in the NHL. Like, you can just pick up your team and carry it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Yeah, at hockey, yeah. You can pick up your team and just carry it. Like, I think Aaron Rodgers is fully capable of winning games by himself. He may need his defense to make some plays. His wide receivers got to make some plays. But Aaron Rodgers, he's like Brady. He's one of the only 2 quarterbacks. Maybe Drew Brees, I'd throw in that mix as well, but who can just take your team, strap them on your shoulders, and win a bunch of playoff games with them. So, no, they're still championship contenders.
All right, next up, let's talk about the New York Jets. They still have games against the Redskins, Bengals, and Dolphins. Our overreaction here is the Jets will have the first overall pick in next year's NFL draft.
Ooh, losing to the Dolphins the way they did makes me think not an overreaction, but the NFL might have themselves a tanking problem this year. Like, if, who knows who that number 1 pick is? Maybe it's Tua. Are we trying to lose is there a nickname for that at this point?
Tank for Tua.
Tank for Tua. Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe if teams really want him as their starting quarterback, you see teams brazenly trying to lose, but those are some bad teams you just mentioned.
Yeah, there's some bad teams.
I got to believe that Sam Darnold eventually can win some games for them. He's eventually going to put together some good sequences. I don't know. I think overreaction right now that the Jets will get the number 1 pick.
All right, we can't talk about the Browns enough here. Freddie Kitchens will not last the season as Browns head coach.
Who would they replace him with? I mean, that's always the question. Greg Williams isn't there.
Right.
Like, who do they put in and think that's a better alternative? Freddie Kitchens was supposed to be the man. He was like behind the scenes last year doing the yeoman's work while Greg Williams was operating as the head coach. But I don't know who you replace him with. Plus, even if they lose to Buffalo to fall to 2-7, that schedule is so bad down the stretch. That's a worse schedule in the second half of their season than what they had at the end of last year. It's a bad bunch of teams. Cincinnati's on there. Pittsburgh a couple of times. Miami is on that schedule. So I think they stick it out with Freddie Kitchens. I do think that the Lincoln Riley watch is on. Like, you're going to have Baker Mayfield already texting his old coach
all day.
Be like, Link, man, I got a place for you in the 3 up here in downtown Cleveland. Great look at the skyline. It's Lakeview.
Yeah,
it's nice. It's nice. It's Johnny Manziel's old haunt. Like, you can move right in, man. Move right in.
All right. They beat the Cardinals on Thursday night. The San Francisco 49ers, the team to beat in the NFC.
Teams that don't have a long history of success in the playoffs, I'm not buying into yet. Not to say that I don't believe that defense at San Francisco is real. I'm also a strong advocate for Jimmy Garoppolo. I think he's excellent and will prove to be excellent in the long term. But year 1 of kind of being a good team, tough to make that call. I think the Patriots, still the Patriots. I think out in the NFC, I mean, the Saints are really good.
Yeah,
the
really good.
The Packers are still really good. Like, I still think the 49ers have to have kind of one of those years where they take a tumble in the playoffs before we get them to that level.
Let's sneak the last one in real quick. A big NFC East matchup tonight, Monday Night Football. Let's talk about the Eagles. They are the best team in the NFC East.
I don't know who the best team in the NFC East is. I look at this game, though, as being kind of high noon for Jason Garrett. Like, Jason Garrett has to win tonight because look at their schedule over the next few weeks. I mean, you got 2 road games against Detroit and New England. You've got Minnesota next week on Sunday Night Football. Jason Garrett better beat the Giants. If you don't beat the Giants, might be sealing your grade. And they might call Lincoln Riley at the end of the year.
They should.
For more of The Rich Eisen Show, tune to Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV for free on BR Live or download the Rich Eisen Show app.